Tonight, we got match recaps, a brand new news segment, and we're doing our first ever WWE mock draft. 3 nights removed from the season premiere of SmackDown and 1 night removed from that Hell in the Cell match. It's the Monday Night Raw after show on AfterBuzz TV. Let's go.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Woo! How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Flobo Pizza, waiting for that Mac list to drop. And there it is. Slow it down, yo. I played this song on my first dates. I'm kidding, I have a girlfriend. How's it going, everybody? My name's Flobo Boyce.
Hey,
give it to me.
I'll take that first.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, 1 night removed from Hell in the Cell and 3 nights removed from the season premiere of SmackDown. We're talking about all of that, the matches tonight, and our first ever WWE mock draft where you guys can participate because we're going to pick 4 picks to be on our individual teams. Now, before we get into all that today, let's introduce our all-star panel. I can say all-star now because on the far, far left, this guy is the voice of AEW Dynamite's After Show and AfterBuzz TV, the Hall of Famer, Jack Farmer.
Yes, I'm so excited to be here. This is going to be a fun night.
And the person right next to him who doesn't seem that enthused, she is the face behind the #1 women's wrestling program, Women's Pro Wrestling Weekly, here on AfterBuzz TV. Give it up for Miss Trinidad.
Bonjour.
Hey. What? And on his right, this guy here is a founder of Real Talker. He is so dope. He hung out with Will Smith just last week. Give it up for Jim Alexander.
Oh, that's true. I'm Will Smith endorsed people. That is the highest accolade. I am Hollywood Alexander, King Alexander, all in one. This is just getting better by the moment.
Oh my goodness.
I want to say what's up to everyone in the chat. We want to give up to Dylan, Evangelina, Haywood Wong, Charlene, Tails P. Hey, everyone's in the grab having a good time.
Sterno Shockwave.
Sterno Shockwave's in the mix. Mike's in the mix. Manj is always here. Oh, I want to give a special shout out to this man. His name is Hugo Lira. All the way from Portugal, tunes in every week, putting Jack over, putting me over. He says that we don't appreciate him enough, but I want to say this guy is amazing. Shut up,
you don't
Hugo.
appreciate
Hugo,
Jack enough?
Thank you.
No, we appreciate too much. I mean, Hugo, we appreciate our fans.
You can never appreciate me too much.
I mean, you're a Hall of Famer, but let's be real.
I have a very big ego that needs feeding.
Where's this putting over happening? I have not seen any of this. So am I like?
It's on Twitter,
not
man.
in on it?
No one tags you on Twitter. Just overall
fine with
thoughts of the weekend, season premiere of SmackDown, the Hell in the Cell event, and tonight's Monday Night Raw. General thoughts. TK, start with you.
Well, it's interesting for you to be back, Jack.
But
overall, it was like...
Sure is. I mean,
TK, you look... I just gotta say, she like fits the AfterBuzz theme with the microphone and the colors, and she's like queen of AfterBuzz.
On brand.
Wow. That's cool.
You look great today.
She's all confused, like, wait, Jim's being nice to me?
Can you put yourself in the
setup
in the
coming
Google?
for later.
SmackDown was interesting. I didn't like how certain things happened. Hell in the Cell was also interesting, especially like just seeing how it was going on the pay-per-view and then seeing everything on Twitter. And then I think after every pay-per-view, it's like blah. I don't know. I can't remember, since I've been doing the after shows with AfterBuzz, I can't remember Raw after a pay-per-view that's been, oh my god, this is amazing. It's just been like...
Mania, I guess.
Yeah, it's just like, after you had a rough night, you're like, I'm good.
For sure. Jim, thoughts?
On the pay-per-view
starting from SmackDown through Hell in the Cell.
Well, let's just say it. I've been calling it as from day one. People got to listen to me. I've been telling you that Kofi Kingston's just a mid-card guy, and WWE just proved it by burying him in record time. I mean, that
10
was
seconds.
You build this guy up for so many months. You put him over Orton. You put him over some of the biggest guys, and only to be feasted and fed to Brock Lesnar as a throwaway champion. Kofi Kingston was a placeholder. He was literally just holding the title warm, and he will never sniff that championship ever again.
That's possible.
No question.
That's
but
fair.
I feel bad for the guy. Honestly, I always call him Mick Carter, but he deserved a better ending than that. That was pretty vicious and burial.
Lance Storm actually tweeted about it, and he said that, people were kind of upset, but you have to understand, it's almost the UFC MMA kind of fighting of things where matches do end in 10 seconds. So it's possible. So why do all wrestling matches have to be a certain amount of time? I don't agree with that, but when he puts it that way, it makes sense. Like, everything can't be 5 minutes long, 10 minutes long, because these are two people we want to see fight. Sometimes it's going to be 10 seconds.
Shout out to
Sometimes
Lance
it's going to be 10
It's the
seconds.
run. It's the run that got buried. This dude was literally, we were talking about how he was untouchable. He was the Brock Lesnar and when Brock Lesnar was gone. He was just going over everyone. No one could get close to him. No one could touch him in the ring. Like, he was just going over cleanly. And for him to just, it's a complete 180. For him to drop it this way, it showed that they don't really care about him much. Because if they did, they would have protected him better.
So, I mean, yeah, sometimes matches in MMA and things will end quickly, but no one loves those matches. And this was a show that they built up to for a long time. And this was supposed to be the last thing that we saw. And it was a disappointing end. I don't think there's any other way to say that match was anything less than disappointing, especially after, as Jim said, him beating everybody clean.
Yeah.
And then not only that, but then Brock got beat up after that. So it wasn't like they both looked strong in the end. They actually both looked weak at the end of the show.
Yeah, for sure. That's something to say. I always say this. I am not against Kofi losing. I think he should have retained, but I'm not against him losing. I'm not against him getting squashed by Brock. But like I said, if it was him going for Trouble in Paradise and getting caught and then the F5, that match told a story. This did not. And that's a problem. But I think
come up to me, bam.
That pales in comparison to what happened last night at Hell in a Cell. If you guys seen the Hell in a Cell after show, they go pretty much in detail with that. DQ in a Hell in a Cell match hasn't been done before. Shouldn't be done since. I kind of left the bad taste in their mouth. No?
Yeah, there's a hashtag today, WWE or cancel WWE Network. That's been trending all day.
Who's gonna cancel?
I can't. I'm hooking.
I mean, some people cancel, but then some people cancel anyway, and then they just start a new email account. Like, I mean,
get
it just
a new
depends.
month free. So
fair enough.
But that's the thing. What do we talk about? This had to have a winner. Bray Wyatt cannot go without a DQ or anything like that. You needed him to go over. As soon as you booked that match, you had to find a way.
Yes.
Somehow with him winning cleanly and just going over. A DQ is not only a cheap finish, it makes Bray look bad.
Terrible.
And Rollins too.
He's dead
because
to me.
you can't protect Rollins like this anymore. Like, at some point, if you're willing to take off of Kofi just like that, and you build him for way longer than Rollins was built, you know, and a way, you know, you put in so much into Kofi and you just took it away from him just for Cain Velasquez, so he could get a
Velasquez.
Same thing. Unless he's here, then I will say it right.
On brand.
But what you did there, you can't protect Rollins if you're going to go that way. You had to pick a lane, and they didn't, and that's disappointing.
I do have to say, I have to look into the camera and say, Evan, I woke up on Christmas morning and there were no presents.
Oh, here it is.
So,
check out the NXT After Show for that one. Moving on, because we got a lot of stuff to get into tonight. The main event kind of wasn't even a match. Tyson Fury, who was on Friday Night SmackDown last week, had some words and some fisticuffs with Braun Strowman. It's obviously going to be a match at some point with a Crown Jewel Survivor Series. Do we want to see Braun drop to another person? After him and his last
yes,
second?
After Colin Jost,
Colin
this is
Jost
a much
match.
better step up. This guy's legitimate. So yeah, that's what he's become. He's become the old version of Big Show.
Yeah.
It's Braun Strowman, where Big Show's going over fighting, you know, Floyd Mayweather and the sumo guy. This is now Braun Strowman's job in a company. It's just to bring in attractions. Colin Jost ain't no attraction.
He's a special attraction.
Yeah, but this guy is. So he's going to go over on Braun Strowman, obviously, and that's who he is. He's a role player with a specific designation.
Yeah, he's there to be a show for people to come see the monster guy face the interesting person here.
Which is unfortunate, though. It's like, you know, he could have at least reached that mountaintop and then did that, because obviously there's nobody like Braun Strowman. But it's just like he had maybe about 8 months ago, there was some type of run, and then like we're not doing that, and it doesn't seem like he's ever gonna get that chance again. So it feels it's different when you're, you know, not even close, and you're never gonna be like a Rock or a John Cena. You already know that.
Right.
But it's one of those things where you see them pushing you, and then all of a sudden they stop, and you might not have any idea why, and now you're just.
Is it kind of messed up that Tyson Fury came from whatever and was like, how many world championships you have?
I want to write that script.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
But that was great. It made it really personal. It gave it a personal moment, but it was a how do you come back from that for Braun?
And Braun was like, oh, okay.
Get these hands.
Receive these hands, please. Moving on. Jim, can you cut a promo to the world how to listen to this AfterBuzz show?
I very well could. To all my jesters out there, the King's Court, you can tune into it every Monday nights. And you have to subscribe when you do so. That's part of the agreement. So you subscribe and click that red button up there. You join the conversation like you guys always do every week. part of the comment boards. You can also comment on the videos that we put up after every show. And if you're driving around somewhere or, want to listen because, my voice and Jack's voice and TK's voice and Flobo's voice and Mac's music is very good to your ears. So then you can just go on iTunes and give us a 5-star rating for that. Comment more. Drive safely doing that. You're dismissed from my King's Court.
It's true. Recent review says hashtag heel Jim for the win needs to be longer, but overall great show. Jim needs to do cameos on SmackDown show. It's 3 baby faces. Hashtag superstar shakeup. Did you write your own review on this thing? It sounds like you did.
Someone wrote it for me.
It's actually a review for the Monday Night Raw. So if you agree or disagree,
Jim coming on a Sunday night to record SmackDown.
Oh, that's very unlikely.
Hilarious. He's knee deep in something.
Yeah.
Speaking of knee deep, Bobby Lashley comes out with Lana and Rusev. I saw the show open today. What is going on with this angle? TK, what is up?
Well, I'm glad that Bobby Lashley has an angle. I'm not too fond of the angle, but it's entertaining. I'm just glad there's something for him to do. I'm pretty sure Lana probably pitched this because it just seems like she's
I hope Rusev didn't.
She's constantly coming up with ideas. And this also speaks to like one of those things like because she at one point wanted to wrestle. I'm assuming she still wants to wrestle. And it's like, you want to wrestle, they're not feeling those ideas, but she's like, hey, I want to cheat on my husband, on TV. Oh yeah, sure, go and do that. It's just kind of like, that speaks to maybe you should hang up the boots. I don't know. But I'm
boots are off. That's for sure.
The boots are knocking. That's
violation. You walk right into that one.
I'm kind of for it. I'm kind of against it. I'm sitting in the middle with that because like I love the fact that Bobby Lashley actually seems interesting.
Oh,
like
Bobby Lashley is my hero. Okay, he is so over right now.
That's a problem.
He finally has a character. He's like the side piece that stole the wife and stuff like that.
Bobby's so charismatic now. You see him in that bed. You see him smile.
I agree with Jim.
I love Bobby Lashley, and Lana's over, and Rusev's over because of this. Everyone's over. Everyone's over. I'm loving the storyline.
Bobby's sexual chocolate 2.0.
Yes, I love this Bobby.
Ain't nothing sexual with that guy.
They need to have the meme. You and the guy she tells you not to worry about with those two because that's exactly what it looks like whenever I see them both up there. I'm just like, Rusev, sorry man, backstage you should have fought this harder.
Yeah, man. Rusev's like, yo, he didn't have eyebrows. He took my wife. So here's
great.
the deal.
Bobby's
but he's a fine specimen.
Best run ever for Bobby.
Specimen? That's not something.
Because people will hate him now.
He's so over.
People hate the storyline. I don't think they hate him. It's just kind of like, okay,
he's over now. He's over. He's so over. I was popping for Bobby.
When Rusev fights Bobby Lashley, they're gonna want to see Bobby Lashley get his.
Well, you know what I mean.
He's popping.
Pop.
I heard that.
Sorry, Doug. Like Barry Porter's gonna pop.
But in all honesty, we have seen with Bobby Lashley, we've seen them try different things, with his sister and all this other stuff, and even with Leo Rush. Like it was kind of working, but this actually, for the first time in the last maybe 2 years, this is actually working. Like I'm actually invested in. Okay, well, are they going to stay together?
Yes.
Are they going to? I'm actually invested in. And I don't know if he's experienced in stealing people's wives.
He's comfortable in this world. You see his expressions and everything.
I'm believing it.
I can't believe I'm disagreeing with the entire panel, but this is a total waste of time and space.
No.
Maybe I just feel. Maybe I'm just a guy who doesn't like fun.
More.
Maybe you've never been the side guy before.
Maybe not. I won't get into that. So moving on.
I've seen a lot of side guys.
Speaking of side pieces, now time for TK's Budoir.
Ooh.
TK's Budoir.
Transitioning still.
I know. He's been so good. No gyrating, Jim. Thank
I got
goodness
more coming.
He retired. Oh my gosh. Let's go. All right, so TK's Budoir is brought to you by Center In Skincare and Candles. If you want any skincare and candles, cocoa butter, body scrubs, and candles, we just added a new scent. You can go on centerincompany.com, put in the after code AfterBuzz TV. Why you shake your head?
That's where Lana gets her candles for Lashley, but that's besides the point.
And I mean, you could. These candles are very delicious. Put in AfterBuzz TV, and you're good to go. So in today's Budoir, we have Dio Madden. Now, if you guys don't know who he is,
I still don't know.
He's one of the announcers.
That guy. He's got a nice voice.
He has a nice voice and a nice body and beautiful hair. So shout out to him. And then also shout out to Apollo Crews. I feel like maybe this might be the run for him. I don't think so, but I'm hoping so, if that makes sense. And then Lacey Evans. Kudos to her. Every outfit that she changes, it's always amazing. It's always on par. It's always always on brand.
For sure.
So shout out to all those folks.
I just want to say, what are you doing?
Where's my Kings?
You don't get a king this way.
What do you mean? This is King's Court. Yes! There we go.
Really, Josh? Why are you doing this a second
Wow,
week?
Josh. Wow, Josh, you're going to be back
Slight
in
delay.
AEW.
Period. This is a dumb story.
You probably have to stay in AEW, Josh.
Yes.
I like this music.
This is very good. This is very
King-like.
King-like for King Alexander. As you guys heard it last week, that British woman pronounced it.
Charming, intellectual.
There goes our ratings, man. Just say your things,
Yes.
man.
Oh, she's not talking. I'm still listening. Welcome to King's Court. So I will be putting in my favorites in the King, kind of like the Budoir, just kind of.
Wow!
In a
Really?
King's Court.
What's happening?
So who's making King's Court?
Wow!
Who's making King's Court? Bobby freaking Lashley is in King's Court. He's the king right now in my court. Bobby Lashley.
You need to go to AEW.
Lana forever.
That's not
Lana forever. She's got a permanent spot in
the court?
Yeah, in the court, and it's a small court.
Jack,
Lana's got a spot. Mandy Rose and Alexa Bliss, bring them all together. Put me in that court, and we're gonna have a lot of fun.
With Bobby Lashley?
Bobby can be, on the
Bobby
lookout.
will take you to all your girls.
This is only the first episode of it, but I wanna see what this court's like. It sounds like it's gonna be a fun party.
Everything
Yes.
I want cocoa butter.
This is very fun. Very fun court.
So moving on, we actually we actually had a tag team match with Becky. There it is. A tag team match. Play it with four ladies with a problem to solve. Becky Lynch and the new SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte taking on the heel team of Asuka and Kairi Sane. I won't call them by their other name, but the match itself was pretty good. What's the deal with them speaking Japanese? Jim, what do you think about that?
I absolutely loved it. They were so over with that.
Yes.
Say a bunch of gibberish in Japanese or whatever. It doesn't matter because it's over. Like I didn't know what they were saying. They were passionate. They were into it. It's so cool. They don't. That just shows they don't need Paige or anything. They were over like this. Let them be them. This is comfortable. You saw them most comfortable that I've seen them ever on the mic. They were just going at it. I don't know what they were saying. It didn't matter. It was over.
So no manager at all.
Love it. No, this was great.
Right,
This was great.
Okay.
I don't think Paige was the best manager for them. It just didn't make sense.
Right.
But it's just like when you watch. I don't know if you guys watch telenovelas. I watch a lot of telenovelas, and sometimes you don't really get everything they're saying, but you can understand what's going on based off of how they say it and their actions.
Right.
So same thing goes for them. And I wish they would have allowed both of them, either together or separate, do that a long time ago.
Totally.
Yeah, you could definitely see in their body language they were more at ease speaking their own language, and I agree. It felt like they had a lot more charisma, even though I had no idea what they were saying the whole time. But I now like this team. I thought it was a thrown together random team at first, but now I'm into it.
Yeah.
I also liked them on Hell in a Cell. They were great there too.
Michael Blake says King's Court needs to be canceled forever.
Wow.
Michael Blake, I'm canceling you forever. So
Dang.
Shout out to Michael Blake.
I don't know who that is.
And shout out to Barry Mack and Evan Mack and Heidi Mack and all the Macks.
Okay. Thoughts about Asuka using the Mist, bringing that classic move back? Jack, I know you're a WCW guy. You have history with other talent using the Mist. Just thoughts about Asuka doing that?
I love the Mist. I think the Mist is so cool, and I just like seeing it done. I know it's considered a heel move, but I just think it's fun.
Yeah.
I liked it when Tajiri did it. I liked it when Great Muta did it. The Sandman called it the Miller Mist for a while. I thought that was a...
Have you ever done that yourself?
Mist people?
Mist people?
At the store.
At the
It's
store.
my line. It's cutting line, actually.
No, I like it.
So you have
approved.
misted people?
Haven't you?
Maybe he was missed it.
I was.
Yeah, I was a young kid. I was listening to it. I said never
I'm having
again.
flashbacks. I'm never
Dark real quick.
Moving on to the women's division, Lacey Evans takes on Natalya in the last woman standing match. It's actually the first match of the night, first real match of the night. Jim Alexander,
Come on.
what's up, homie?
Come on. Why are they doing this to Lacey Evans? The burial just keeps on continuing. It started with the Becky thing, and we were talking about how is she going to get out of this? Because there's still potential there, because she's the package, right? She's got it all. But that was damage done. And now you're going to continue this downfall to a point where now she might not be able to recover. She might be the Bobby Roode, she might be one of the Zigglers where it's too late already and it's so early in her career. You cannot have her go over clean, go under cleanly like that.
Yeah.
You know?
I disagree.
Yeah, she's going underground.
Did she
Going
get
buried.
someone mad backstage? I don't understand why
she's
she
so
gets
good.
all the time.
I disagree because it is so early in her career. She has enough time to just pretty much reinvent herself. So yes,
Got to get W's.
I don't agree with her taking all these L's. However, it's still so new in her career that she can go and come back and then do something different.
She got
Looks like she's
buried.
dead
Yeah,
now.
like she just got destroyed. This is written off someone. Like that's how you do it.
Natty does not look that much better.
No.
And Lacy now looks pointless.
That's my problem with it. Isn't the fact that Lacy lost on a random Monday Night Raw after a pay-per-view no one liked, is the fact that she beat Natalya for 15 minutes. And Natalya got one move off. Oh, I'm dead. I can't. I'm done. It looks so weak. What do you do with someone with that perception of weakness, right? It's almost like the whole Kofi thing. Kofi looks so weak. It's like, well, damn, Kofi, who are you facing next week?
I mean, and she can reinvent herself, sure, but why? She's perfect right now.
No,
Her
she
look
can.
and her
Only way she
style
gets
is
back out of
great.
this, she doesn't need to change her character. Keep that. She needs a storyline. Like we're talking about Alana getting a storyline and getting things over. She needs a storyline either paired up with someone or involved in something to get her back over. She can.
Lacy?
Yeah, she can get out of this on her own. She's got the character. You don't have to mess with that. But she needs a storyline to get her over now because this is.
Well, she's
digging.
been needing a storyline. I mean, it's the same thing. It's almost the same thing with Bobby Lashley. We've seen different things. They tried different things. It didn't work. And this one with Lana seems to be working.
Mm-hmm.
So she needs the right storyline against the right person. However, like I said, it's still new in her career on the main roster that the writers are probably thinking, okay, well, this is what we're doing now because we can't quite figure it out. But there's still some longevity there. As long as she doesn't get injured. That's the main thing.
I think there's a lot of parallels between this and the next match. Alistair Black also got called up in the shadows, got not right, his NXT character, having a handicap match with the Bollywood Boys, which, if you don't watch 205 Live, it seemed pretty random. These were roll with Jim Mahal back in the day.
Those guys?
Brothers,
yeah. The Singh
Oh,
brothers.
man. They were cool, and they're taking bumps from Orton and everything.
Right. And
What
it's
happened
weird
now?
that if you don't watch 205, it does seem like came out of nowhere. Like, oh yeah, they're still employed.
Right.
But Alistair Black gets
Right.
to win. Jack, how do you feel about the match, the way it finished with the sleeper hold, and just Alistair Black's status?
I'm a huge Alistair Black fan, so I'm glad he's actually in a ring fighting. I wasn't watching the Bollywood Boys. I don't. To me, them losing didn't really mean much. But I thought he needed to come out and face someone, as we said before, with the AOP doing something very similar, talking about in a dark room about how they're going to beat people up.
Yeah.
And them having actually gone out and beaten people up. He started to look like a punk, just sitting there waiting. So if he didn't go out and do something, it would have been a really bad look on him. And so this, at least now we get to see him in the match. I like his new finisher. It's interesting. It's different, but it's not overly complicated.
Right. Better than the Black Mass, comes out of nowhere. But this one's kind of like this more methodical finisher.
I really like the Black Mass, actually, but I think you have to have something more interesting than a kick.
Sure. Absolutely.
I don't know what they're doing with him.
Yeah.
I think they're waiting for the draft. I think after draft I think today was an introduction to him. Like, hey, remember him? He's in a ring. Remember his character we're trying to roll with because he got
Good point.
He got
That's a
lost
good
in the
point.
shuffle with
Yeah.
all
Right,
these things.
that's fair.
I think now this was just a preview of him bringing him back to TV and what he's going to do going forward.
Absolutely. Moving on, it's time for our news segment with TK Trinidad. It's called Raw News.
Oh, look at your little something.
Okay.
Now
He's a reporter?
Did you get a King's Court too?
I know. Now I like you a little bit now, Josh, because you're about to
You
get
worked
kicked
out of
out.
fear, actually.
Some WWE or former WWE news. Tito Ortiz is going up against Alberto El Patron.
Patron.
Oh,
in an MMA match.
Oh,
Yes.
That'd be a fun.
Man,
fun
That
fight.
Okay.
fight's gonna happen in this MMA promotion based out of California called Combates Americas, which is gonna be, from what I know,
You
I
so sexy
think
with
it
that?
might be a 3-round or a 5-minute round. 5-round. I'm
better
not
than
100%
bar
sure.
wrestling, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Rose is okay.
That'd be fun to go see. I'd go see.
It's
that fight.
interesting to
Just
see the
for-
crossover between like MMA, even a little bit of boxing, obviously with Tyson Fury, and then WWE. Like I got to interview. His name is Akbar. He's one of the announcers for American Ninja Warrior, and he said he got a lot of his
KGB?
Yeah, he got a lot of
that's-
his stuff from wrestling.
Yeah.
So it's just like interesting to see how wrestling is, impacting a lot of different folks. So that's one thing. And obviously we saw Cain Velasquez. He came up against Brock Lesnar. Now the thing is, you're thinking that he might be signed, but he's actually been wrestling for quite a bit, and he's been in talks with WWE and AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling.
His match at Triple Mania was amazing. If you guys have watched Triple A.
It's gonna be interesting. I kind of feel like WWE might be the landing spot, especially with how fast Kofi dropped his belt.
Yeah, no, it has to be.
And it would be a good bringing UFC into wrestling. WWE, it'd be a good storyline because they already have a built-in storyline.
And FS1.
And I think Fox is really pulling the strings with a lot of different, different stories.
It makes sense.
So that is my news. However, I do have one question.
Yeah.
With the man, Becky Lynch. Do you feel if Ronda Rousey didn't leave when she did, would Ronda be the man now?
No question. She'd be holding a strap, and she'd be the one that's being publicized. The only reason Becky's still continuing this because Ronda left. No, we knew the way Ronda was booked, like she was the golden ticket, in that division. So if she didn't leave, there's no reason why they would have taken off, especially now with Fox and FS1. At the helm, and with this UFC push, no question.
It'd be exactly like Brock Lesnar, but Ronda instead,
right.
Where she comes in, destroys people. When she needs time off, she would disappear and then come back and beat people.
But she could have been doing that. Like, I feel like she's... The rumor was she left because she wanted to get pregnant. We don't really know if she's pregnant right now.
Right.
But, I mean, if she were, like, 3 months in, she would say something. So it's just kind of like...
Maybe they're saving up another big return,
Yeah,
probably. Like now I'm seeing with this Kofi drop thing, I'm almost thinking this was in the works for at least 3 to 4 months, or if not more, for him to drop it this way, because it's as if they're waiting for the Fox thing to come through and get Kane in there or someone like this. And they kept Brock kind of quiet throughout the summer, away from everything. This almost seemed like this was a long-term plan. So maybe they have one for Ronda also like that.
And then Kane did say in an interview with ESPN that he has been talking WWE for a period of time. So this is nothing new. This could have been in the works, like you were saying, 6 to 8 months ago.
No question.
Absolutely. Moving on, we have our second tag team match of the night. Oh man, the Mac Militant. What? Come and get it on. The Viking Raiders taking on Rude and Ziggler. Non-title match. Viking Raiders go over because I don't think have ever lost in the Raw roster. This sets up a tag team match for the titles next week. Thoughts on the match? Thoughts on the Viking Raiders possibly become the next Raw Tag Team Champions? Jack Farmer.
I thought it was a fun match. Whenever it's a non-title match, the champions are losing. Otherwise, why make it a non-title match? I don't know how I feel about the Viking Raiders. I do enjoy them and enjoy their matches, but there's also something that's just I'm not drawn to. Like if they're not on, I'm not bothered that they're not on. But I do love Rude and Ziggler, so I want to see them hold on.
It's funny how they kind of gel together over some time.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
They need to win, and they need to hold that title till WrestleMania.
They
need to go on a long run, put some stability to these tag team titles, which we haven't seen any in a long time.
Right.
Just take dominance of them, hold it on so they can have an interpromotional match with the other guys that are doing the promos.
Yeah.
The
AOP.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Put them on another brand, put them on SmackDown or whatnot or whatever, and just have both of them win the tag team titles and collide at WrestleMania. This is the seeds of it. I mean, Ziggler and Rude are just a makeshift quick team. I think they're better off on their own.
But I love them.
Yeah,
and I want them on TV.
They
weren't on TV until they were a team. I don't want to lose them. They're important to me.
I'm telling you, Mark, for that. Like WCW days, like the Misfits in Action. Oh, these guys weren't on TV, but I like them together now. The Viking Raiders have done okay for themselves. The fans are not quite on board the main roster run. What are they missing right now? You think
stability?
Just a story.
I mean, like you kind of get the gist of their brand. Now you need like either a backstory or a history or a story. Like either put them on the mic a little bit more so we have an understanding of them. You just don't know. Like you get it, but you don't really get it.
Well, you had a backstage promo today from them. They were talking, so more of that.
Right.
More of that,
And some real matches, too. Today was obviously a real match, but outside of this match and the OC, they just went on a long beating up nobodies spree.
Right.
Yeah.
So they need to have more real matches, I think, as well.
And that's the start of it. They've done it.
Sure. I mean, speaking of the OC, they had a match against Lucha House Party. Crowd. Yeah, we got tag team matches all night, baby. I was telling this Jeff, we were watching it live. I actually saw people in the stands with their arms folded. So the OC are so down, just like that. Just like that. We all talk about the Lucha House Party. They're fantastic talent, but
They are
talented,
but no one's
not showcasing them properly.
That might be true. 205. Why don't they throw them on 205?
They are on 205. They start on 205.
Oh,
I didn't know that either.
Okay, well the first question now is, can the Lucha House Party ever get over?
Not on the main roster.
It's too late.
Well, they could have, but how WWE is writing, or whoever the writers are writing for them, they're taken as a joke.
Yeah,
like,
no
again,
pinatas and all that garbage.
That's not necessary. The lucha history is so, there's so much history to that, the luchadors, that they could showcase that. And there's so many different ways they can go with that, but they choose not to.
Lucha faction, a legitimate one. Put Rey Mysterio with them as a leader.
Ethnic-based
The
factions.
LWO.
No, like a heel one.
What's wrong with that?
A heel, they'd be over.
There's nothing wrong with it. If you want my opinion is about the whole Lucha House Party thing, the idea of taking the Lucha concept and having a levity-based, lightweight kind of way to it is great. The problem with the Lucha House Party in particular is that we got piñatas, we got them doing
get that crap out of
You gotta get rid of that
Take away the
pinata.
piñatas and then have almost
Heels.
like a lucha faction.
But my fear is that Lucha faction will crumble under the weight of its seriousness. It will be like, this is history, this is tradition, and it doesn't have to be that. You can be fun and be a Lucha.
Why do they have to be fun? Why can't they be heels?
They can be heels
They could
too.
throw those pinatas and be like, we're done with this crap.
It's not either
Take the
or.
mics,
It's not either or.
Me gusta, whatever.
Okay.
And go with
What I'm saying is they could be an on-ramp to people who are having...
Do expand, do like what the Kabuki chicks did. The same
Kabuki
thing.
chicks.
Do it with the Luchas.
I mean, honestly, if I could speak onto this as well, I mean, if you see anything from like AAA or CMLL, like you see a lot of those heel factions of those, they pretty much do it to a T. I mean, they still keep it to a comedic sense and everything like that, but you can still, they're total dickheads. And
Sure,
be badasses.
And that's the
Even
thing.
like the Lucha Brothers, even just as a tag team, where they're Lucha, but they're very serious, and it's not all history and things like that.
Right,
Sure,
that's my concern. That
AEW.
if they were to do that idea, it will become as ham-fisted as that stuff I was
Well,
saying.
I'm
but
not saying-
other organizations do that. What you were saying.
Yeah, but you could still do the history, but not like, oh my gosh, my grandfather. You don't have to do that, but more of a storyline. I don't necessarily mean history, but more of a storyline.
I'm agreeing with you.
And definitely with the Lucha House Party, it's just like they've been just treating them as a joke.
Yeah. Always.
Or
If you
since
come out
they
with
started.
if you come out with a prop, you're not going to be taken seriously.
It's not.
way.
And that's not coming out.
Well,
It's not
yeah,
besides
Xavier.
Sledgehammer.
Who has a
I
Who
would
has a
say
sledgehammer?
Xavier and Francine or Francisca or whatever.
Yeah,
the trumpet-
Francesca. No, I'm just taking a step back. We seen Mysterio's promos being like, my family. I'm like, I'm just
bring out the
worried
Luchas,
about
my
that
family.
being the through line there. But that's just me. I just one
It
thing.
could be
Yeah, but
Mysterio
then-
could put these guys over. He's at a mode where he could put over factions and stuff, and he's very legitimate name, so he could put him over. He could make a faction of them, add maybe Primo and Epico. They're not doing anything.
They're not
Put them in
Mexicans.
masks.
They're not Lucha. They're from Puerto Rico.
Well, you can put them in masks, and we can make it close
Can
enough.
we moving on before we get canceled? It's now time for our WWE mock draft. The draft starts
already,
this
yes.
Friday.
Yes.
Yes!
Yes.
Jack
We
Farmer,
need
take
Aaron
it away.
Andrews right
Yeah,
now.
so this is the first annual Jack Farmer presents the
Wow, Jack Farmer
The
WWE
Invitational?
Fantasy Mock Draft-A-Palooza 2019
Yes.
Presented
Extravaganza.
by
It
AEW.
starts right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take turns, each of us drafting our own person. Now this is going to be as if we were drafting our own brand, so we're not tying it to whether it's Raw or SmackDown. It's just the 4 people you would want on your
To start a
brand,
franchise
to
with.
start your franchise with, and we're assuming it's for 1 year, much like the drafts are in WWE. It happens every year, so you don't have to worry too much about whether or not someone is 24 versus 34. All right?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So we're going to start with Flobo on the
Hey,
end.
Number one pick
The
in the
number one
draft,
pick
the
overall.
moderator. That's rigged. Okay. That is rigged.
No, it's not. And you guys can play along in the chat as well. But the number 1 pick overall is going to Alistair Black. Alistair Black is someone I have a lot of confidence in. He hasn't been
Reach.
used to his
Reach.
potential, but there is some room there to be the face of Team Flobito. Welcome.
This
Where's your
guy's
draft
getting
at?
fired after 1 year as GM.
Wow, that was a reach.
My number 1 pick is the guy that they're pushing in the company, the number 1 man, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. You got to have some dual action, Mr. Rogers, the
Really?
Fiend. That's my number 1 pick.
Well, I thought you were kidding.
I am
know.
so blown away right
I
now.
thought Corbin would be number 1.
Honestly, I was waiting for Corbin.
he had
to
the
be
music
number
queued up.
1.
I might pick Corbin.
Don't do this! Okay, don't do this! I was waiting. It's like second round pick.
Do it.
My pick is going to be Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte Flair, the queen.
Stable, stability, championship pedigree,
10
and
times.
money in that division. Nice.
I mean, she beat my girl Bailey, but stop.
I'm going to go with the phenomenal
good
AJ
pick.
Styles because he makes every match he's in important and you can build around him.
We some country boys with the farmer strength. That's pretty good.
Farmer Strength. That's the name of my new brand. Farmer Strength Wrestling.
Yes.
I walked right into that one. I apologize, people at home. My number 2 pick, I'm going to do the tag team of Kairi Sane and Asuka, I won't say their combined name, but I do think there's a tremendous upside with them too, and we've seen them working as heels. So that's my
this is the NXT brand that he's picking for.
Hell yeah.
I am picking a money guy. Okay, we need a money guy on the brand.
I already picked Bray Wyatt. I don't know why.
What? No, you need a stability at the top. You need a heel. You need the Viper Randy Orton.
Oh, that's a good pick. That's a good pick.
You're just messing with my expectations. I'm thinking, is the Corbin round? Is the Corbin round?
I am going to pick a faction, and it's going to be my personal faction, which I've been talking about for months, which is the Samoan faction.
Samoan.
So
you get Roman with this?
Yes.
No.
You don't get this. You don't get to.
Trinity, that means
First of all, her name's Naomi. And second of all,
you only get one. You only get one.
You get a tag team or individual. You can't make a stable and say I got them all.
You guys made additional boudoirs, which is just a ripoff of my boudoir. Why can't I have my Samoan? Why can't I have my Samoan faction?
You get your one.
That's not a team.
He just had two.
That's a tag team.
They're a unit.
I just created a faction.
If you wanted the Usos, you can pick the Usos.
Yes.
Usos and Trinity.
My Samoan faction.
So, okay.
And fuck
how many people are in this faction? Now, let me get it down. So
Trinity?
Yeah.
Who's Trinity again for people who don't know who people
Naomi.
All right, Naomi.
Trinity.
Uh-huh.
The Usos.
Roman Reigns. 4.
Rock.
The Rock is 5.
It's even wrestling.
We'll just leave it there.
You broke this game.
Give him Sika and Fatu.
No. Tamina's not going to be in this faction because you can't have
I said Tamina before, but it's okay.
Wow.
I picked the new WWE faction. It has everybody else in it.
You're playing the All-Star team.
No, so my second overall pick is going to be Samoa Joe.
Oh,
he's going to be my big
TNA faction.
My big.
I mean, he was part of my Samoan faction, but you can have him.
Did you say Samoa Joe?
It's my Samoan faction, which is everybody in Samoan.
That does not, whatever. Samoa Joe's on Team Farmer Strength.
Team Farmer Strength Wrestling.
That is such a cop-out.
Coming to Destination America.
Shout out to Manj and Einstein at Rap, who says TK won the draft already, and TK wins the draft, which is such a crap.
Question. It's not even done.
Who are they?
That's Manj and Einstein of Rap.
Never heard of him.
Manj.
Never heard
Number
of him.
Number 3 pick, I'm going to give it to Cesaro. Cesaro is somebody that's trying to find his way, but he could be my future champion on Team Flobito.
I don't know what this is like. This is like the Miami Dolphins and Bengals of wrestling.
You're picking WWE team. He has all the TNA guys. You have everyone else.
Listen, I got the veteran and Randy Orton, the all-timer. I got the hottest guy right now, but I have the man that puts them all together, the king of the court, Baron Corbin. My boy has to be on my team. Okay.
Is this pick 3 or 4?
3.
Well, for us it's 4, but it's 3.
It's 3.
It's 4 rounds.
So mine now is gonna be a mini faction.
What the?
This is gonna be the Street Profits along with Bianca Belair.
Oh, you can have that. You can have that. They can have that.
That was one of my picks. All right, whatever.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, Flobo.
Come on, man.
Street Profits and Bianca Belair because Bianca Belair is married to one of them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's fine.
So my pick number 3 is Velveteen Dream.
Why is Velveteen Dream?
Because I think he's great on the mic. He's an interesting character to help freshen up with the AJ and the Samoa Joe to bring that spark, that color, that flair. He's there, number 3.
Wow.
Oh, snap. Well, since I can't pick the Street Profits, delete.
Really?
I want to go. I can't pick Roman Reigns because he's also on that weird faction that doesn't really count.
Sorry.
I'm going to go with Seth Rollins. The guy,
finally.
He's on a downward trend, but I do think he's Mr. Reliable and will be the engine of Team Flobito. Seth Rollins, my 4th pick.
Kenny Omega. No.
Might as well, right?
No. We ain't playing that game. You have a court. You have Randy. You have Baron Corbin, a new team. You have the Fiend that's taking over.
Before you answer your choice, you don't have any female talents in your roster.
Hold this! Hold this! We're getting the King's Court. We're bringing Lana. We're bringing Mandy Rose. We're bringing Alexa Bliss. And Bobby Lashley is the bodyguard, okay? And all this.
What faction is that, though?
This is the bedroom faction.
Here's the thing, though.
This is the
I've
King's
been talking about my
faction.
Samoan faction for weeks.
That doesn't mean it's
not
royal.
months.
You
can't just create a faction the day of.
Are you really defending this right now?
Yes, I am.
You're
I've been
wrong.
talking about my Samoan faction forever.
I need to have Mandy Rose.
Faction.
I need to have Mandy Rose.
Dylan also tweeted about my faction somewhere else.
That's
I
not
need to have Mandy
That's not a
Rose.
WWE faction.
Mandy Rose, Alexa Bliss, Lana, and some In and Out, and we're good.
Jack Farmer is the only other person taking this thing seriously. What's your fourth pick?
I didn't even get to do my pick.
I want to do 12
I need a
people.
female talent in my.
Yeah,
court.
okay. Boudoir. Jim's Boudoir. And then for TK, pick number 4. Who's left, TK?
John Cena.
She's not even wrestling.
I like it.
Fair, you know what? That's
What are you doing, like a movie?
It's like all the brown people in the middle, but then John and Charlotte's going to be right around the corner. Part-time Cena. All right. Cool.
Man.
I'm fine with this.
Oh no, we'll do Andrade with Selena Vega.
Okay, you want Andrade instead of Cena?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he has to be with his
good.
girlfriend Charlotte.
Well, that's also true.
That's fair.
My
WWE
team's
canon.
gonna destroy all of you.
Highly doubt it.
Yeah, that Lana pick screwed you over. Jack Farmer.
The last pick of the draft is going to go out to Rhea Ripley to build my women's division around.
Who?
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley,
NXT UK.
NXT UK.
And NXT Classic.
She
Rhea Ripley.
is
Yeah.
a
Who is
rock
that?
star.
You would like her.
Yeah?
You would like her.
I would? Okay,
You
then
would
yes,
like her.
good pick,
Jim
Jack.
exposed himself.
If I can make my picks too, this is the
Josh,
this is the supplemental draft
Yes.
right here. With the-
How many?
Wait,
How
before
many
you say
Samoans
that,
are left?
Dylan has backed me up since TK has been talking about the Samoan dynasty for
It's
at
not
least 2
real.
months. I'll back up
That
TK.
doesn't mean it's real.
I'm just saying. Go on,
She has
Josh.
been saying.
Alrighty, supplemental draft over here in
Hit
the
it.
booth. So I'm number 1 pick. I'm definitely gonna go with Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh,
what
Definitely
a
gonna
bad
go with
pick.
that. What a bad pick. Second round pick, I'm gonna have to go with my boy Daniel Bryan.
Oh, good
That's a
one.
good
Good
one.
one,
That's a
John.
good
And then
one.
my last and final pick, I'm gonna take a faction myself. I'm gonna pick
a real
the
one, please.
Undisputed Era.
Oh,
that's
okay.
good.
That's
That's
a
a
nice
Real
draft.
one? The Samoan faction is real.
no,
That's a
it's
nice
not.
draft.
I want to say this. Definitely, Josh has the best roster. I would pay money to see this roster.
Which roster? My roster?
No, not yours. Josh
The
Alonso's
heels
in
and the
building.
women?
Just to recap, your boy Flobito has Alistair Black, Kairi Sane, Asuka, Cesaro, and Seth Rollins. Jim has Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, Baron Corbin, and Alana, Mandy Rose, any other chick who has it in the Boudoir group. TK got everybody. And Jack Farmer. TK got Charlotte, Naomi, Usos, Roman, The Rock, Street Profits,
Everyone's
Bianca Belair,
in a
Andrade, and
relationship,
Selena.
basically. She's keeping marriages together.
And
I'm separating you.
cross.
Thank
There you
I'm
go.
separating
So
you.
I would definitely love to see everyone in the chat and everyone in the comments section. One, pick who you thought had the best team, and also let's see what your 4 would be. I want to see what everyone else would
And
draft.
Jack had AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Velveteen Dream, and Rhea Ripley.
That's an interesting one. You got to
good
put a Cody or someone in there.
I'm
or
just
something.
saying.
Plus, you'll be outnumbered, so we can pretty much take
I got
Jack
work
out.
rate, but I will see Josh's show.
Well, yeah,
I'll
you've
go to
got
Jack's show.
150 people.
I do
Yeah.
not have 100 people. I have
got-
like 7.
You've already got catering filled at yours. You're not gonna have enough time on your show.
Sorry to Antonio Banks. KO was not in the draft. My bad. I guess no one won on him at all. But who do we miss out? Sami Zayn was somebody we weren't there, or Becky
Gordon,
Lynch. Jazzy Gilbert was someone that didn't make our draft.
I
so
like Jazzy.
What about Cedric Alexander? That's a good.
Ooh.
pick.
Cedric Alexander was
Ooh.
my 5th pick. When no one picked Rollins, I picked Rollins.
What
but-
kind of is this like a draft for like wishing like these guys to get over?
Did
one
I
day,
say
or-
Eric Young? Did I say
Oh
Kurt
my
Hawkins?
goodness!
No, I was just,
You're so hopeful, Flobo.
yes, I am. I am a mayor. I'm idealistic. Please vote for me.
These are like the jesters in my court, and he's like scooping you up. He's like,
I know. I think so far, Jim and my picks, we're
Yeah.
going to go head to head for sure.
No
you had
question.
4,000 people picked. Of course,
But
yours
their
is
families,
good.
she's keeping families together though.
Like Dylan said, I've been talking about the Samoan dynasty forever. You too could have picked the Samoan dynasty, but you chose not to.
What?
You said it is Jack Farmer's fantasy draft.
Well,
Fantasy
technically,
draft.
it's the first annual Jack Farmer presents the WWE Fantasy Mock Draftapalooza 2019 extravaganza.
Jack,
Boom.
is Tony Khan paying for your Ross talent or what on your Ross?
Making promos.
And I agree, The Rock will not appear on my show for at least another 3 years. However, that's why he comes. This is what's going to happen. He's going to come, he's going to set it off for the dynasty, and then the rest of them wreck shop. And
what
then
about
they
the
show
other
up in one of
Samoans
them.
at home, like Rikishi, and like, do you get them
Yes,
too?
they come, they show up, and they just
fine.
do like some mic work.
Listen, all I gotta say is shout out to Tashnik Moore and Antonio Banks saying that Jack and I had both great picks.
Absolutely,
We have
agree.
the smartest
I do
viewers, just the smartest.
I don't know about all that.
Never heard about those.
Moment
two.
of silence for this draft. I don't think we're doing it next year because
Why?
went off the rails pretty quickly.
Good draft. If you're not drafting well.
This was a good. Next year we're gonna have a shirt for the people we signed.
If this was like a fantasy football draft, you're making like 12th round picks with number one.
Oh yeah,
Like,
look, my first
it's like
pick,
kicker. I'm taking Kabuki or
So, could you rather that or my first pick being the entire like University of Southern California team? That's what TK did. 25,000 dudes showing up.
Like I said,
first
I've
round.
been talking about this dynasty
You
for
was sitting in the
months.
school for real
She
for a
has.
long time.
Yeah.
Moving
So
on.
don't hate it.
Just,
my group. I will say this: it's female strong. So this is I took
Yeah.
like.
But it's all girls that you want to sleep with. They can help you in the long run.
Hey man, it's his draft. You can do whatever you want.
He's using his power
well,
for
yeah.
good.
And if the Usos said, "Yo, TK, what's good?" You would say no. I'm just putting it out there. Before we get out of here,
That's a fair point. That's
I'm
true.
just saying. Thank you so much for the chat. Let us know what your top 4 picks are on Twitter. Make sure you tag all of us here, man. I appreciate that. Before we get out of there, though, Jack Farmer, where can the world find you online?
Yeah, you can find me at jackcfarmer.com for all your DJ, MC, and live event hosting needs, as well as at Real Jack Farmer across all social media. You can also check me out on the AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite show coming every Wednesday at 8 p.m. here on AfterBuzz.
That theme song's poop, by the way. TK.
You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. You can also find me on my website at tktrinidad.com. If you want any cocoa butter, all that good stuff, you can go to centerincompany.com. And if you are in the LA area, you'll be seeing me on Fox LA very soon.
Oh, whoa! What the hell?
Dropping
She's
these bombs.
signing deals with Fox too. Listen, I need Jack to officiate my fantasy wedding with Alexa Bliss, Mandy Rose. And, that's a shout out to his business right there. You can find me, King Hollywood Alexander, Will Smith approved, at realtalker.com. That's REL talker.com, and at the Jim Alexander on all social media.
The Jim, Real Jack, TK. It's your boy Flobito. Check me out on Twitter at Flobo Boyce, on Instagram at Flobito, and of course Flobito.com. And until next time, buzz you later.
Ciao.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.